topic of the roof, there's already a rumor going around that you have been blessed by Iomade herself, and it was her power granted to you that destroyed the garrison's walls and roof. And it turns out the people want a little piece of that blessing for themselves. The townsfolk are gathering chunks of the garrison's rubble as souvenirs and talismans. And I'm sure they'll hit the black market soon enough. Oh, yeah. Here, breathe on this for me. For good luck.
We need all the luck we can get.
Nice. I'll put it on display at home. Or maybe I'll make a hole in it and wear it as a pendant.
Okay, pause here. Any Doctor Who fans here remember the episode where the guy goes to the alien party and they're all exchanging gifts? And he's like, oh crap, I don't have a gift. And they're like, what did you bring? And he's like, the air from my lungs. And they're like, oh, how intimate. This reminds me of that. Oh my.
Nevi! What are you on about now?
What do you mean? Do you see many people at this table who've been personally blessed by Iomade herself?
This is the equivalent of like selling bathwater. Would you like breathed upon rubble? Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Well, a couple perhaps.
Says the same mirthful voice that joined in before.
Iomade's blessings are not conveyed through stones, and as public officials, we really shouldn't.
I was gonna say, when are they gonna say who that was? Irbeth looks to the end of the table where the voice originated, and her eyes widen as her words trail off.
I feel a little chastened after what you said about public officials.
The Queen.
But I myself have acquired a few pieces of stone, and also wish to ask our hero to breathe on them for good luck. So, what now? Are you going to toss me out of this fine establishment?
The woman dressed in unshowy finery raises her eyebrows. You know, suddenly I'm like, oh.
Your Majesty. Yes, it is I. I made the journey here to deduct the cost of repairing the garrison roof from your salary. We have not been introduced. Galfrey of Mendev.
She's charging Beth for the roof I blew off. That's too Fedora. Shake her hand. I didn't expect to see the Queen at our table.
I was most keen to see the savior of Canobus with my own eyes. Why not come share your table in a cozy tavern? Your Majesty, we were just... I'll have them arranged. Calm yourself, Commander. I deliberately came here without any fanfare because I did not wish to draw attention away from our honored hero here. My personal guard and the force I brought with me are standing watch outside the city. I ordered all your sentries to stand down. They also deserve a break. Every person who tirelessly fought to save Canobus will enjoy themselves today. And my reinforcements will ensure peace and order.
Me blowing on rocks. Will you join our celebration, Your Majesty?
Please, don't Your Majesty me. We are in a tavern, not my court in Nerosian. Address me as you would any comrade in arms. Concerning the celebration, as you can see, I already invited myself. I couldn't pass up the chance to meet the new hero all the Crusaders are talking about. And soon, not just Crusaders.
Oh man, I don't like either of these options. I mean, this feels like it's gonna end the party. I want a party. We're here celebrating while the demons might be planning their next campaign.
Oh, I do not doubt that, even for a moment. But we will not give them another chance to catch us off our guard. It is time to turn back the tide.
Your Majesty, my dear cousin.
Oh God.
Count, I admit I was surprised to learn that you valiantly joined the ranks of the city's defenders. Pleasantly surprised.
I live to please you, my queen. My first thought when Discari cruelly robbed us of noble Terendelev and half of Canabras' crusaders in one fell swoop was of you, my queen, and of how these events would weigh heavily on you. No one could have foreseen the demon attack, and we have so successfully held the defense here for 4 heroic crusades.
I'm going to drown him in the nearest well this very night. I value your dedication and your eloquence. I hope you will continue to aid our soldiers.
Not a chance. You know that I am not made for the front lines. Excellent.
Not a chance.
But alas, I really must go. Important matters to be getting on with. A new shipment of wine from Keonan and 3 beautiful creatures of the same provenance. But I will most assuredly come to say my farewells before
I guess I need a new
army
cleric.
departs on its campaign, which, wherever it may lead you, will undoubtedly be crowned with victory.
I shall hold you to that, Count. And now allow me to devote some time to the hero of the evening. I did not come here solely to give you this chance to celebrate, but all serious discussions and official announcements can wait until tomorrow. I have big, big plans for all of you, especially for you. But I want to keep you in suspense for a little while longer, so I shan't say another word. Let us mark this victory. My first toast is to you, the hero of Canabras. Now, what are we drinking?
So,
The fires of
is this like the
Canabras
end
have
of Act
died
1?
down. Now the army's path leads to the walls of Dresden.
Is the whole game
Fallen
voiced over?
citadel
No.
that the Crusaders
A
have
lot,
been
though.
trying in vain to reclaim for 70 years. The new piece on the board might give their efforts some added momentum.
In Pathfinder Kingmaker, didn't it start out with very little voice acting and then they added more later on? I owe some chip pets. I think they might have added more later on. Is the game new? Yeah, it's only a few days old. Okay, I'm not in control right now. Is that him next to Irbeth? The hero who saved Canabras. The queen is coming! The queen!
Rise, warriors. Today is a day of sorrow and pride.
Should I play the first one before playing this?
Because
Kingmaker?
we weep for our brothers and
Completely
sisters who
different story.
perished in
You're
Canabras.
okay playing this first if you want to.
Because despite demonic treachery, our heroes repelled the attack and saved the city. I, Queen Galfrey of Mendev, declare this day the first day of the 5th Crusade, and I am glad to introduce the one who will lead the attack on the forces of the Abyss, the hero of Canabras.
Wait, what?
Knight Commander of the 5th
Did we talk about this? Because I
Your
didn't
leader,
know I was
from
doing
now
this.
Unto victory or death. And now it's time to rest.
Mike, why are you so
Everyone is
handsome?
dismissed.
Angel blood. That Azamar bloodline.
The troop review is finished. I'll give you some time to look around the camp, and then I shall expect your presence at headquarters.
Troop review. Lord Green, thank you for the Prime sub, dude. 1.5 years. Commander, allow me to join you while you inspect our encampment. Saving. Oh, here's that new Omega Nuke ability. Wow, we're really quick. This is the supply train. This is our quartermaster, Wilser Garms. Go to him for supplies. Show me what you have. Alright, that takes care of a lot of weight in our bags. I like how movement speed is insanely high in town. These are fighters that Her Majesty brought from the capital. A group of soldiers is talking loudly, laughing joyfully, and passing around a flask. So picture this. My sword is by the fire, there's 2 goblins about to snatch it, and 3 more are digging through my tent. And I'm sat in the bushes wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. You can't sleep in armor, but it's not so bad in mail once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. What did you do? What did I do? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs. She was pooping in a bush. And there were 5 goblins, so she barked at them. So they all went wild and started running around. I spot my sword and they spot me. I jump over to the fire wearing nothing but my mail shirt. I grab my sword and I yell in my big tough voice, "Oh, Inheritor, grant me the power to crush these filthy creatures." My sword's shining, the goblins are screaming. I jump to attack them and they fight back, but I fought them off somehow. And ever since then, I never take a step without my weapon. That's some story. Stop gulping. Leave some for us. We've just only set off and you're already drinking. And with the queen in the camp. Stop this at once. The knights snap to attention. Sela raises the flask and says loudly, "Right you are, Commander Tierblade. We are but drinking to the queen's health." Just say nothing. Allow me to remind you, Paladin, you are in an army, not a band of mercenaries. Foolishness impairs discipline. Too much fun at the camp can turn into losses on the battlefield. With all due respect, Commander Tierblade, I answer to the Knight Commander, not to you. What? The fact that we're fighting together doesn't give you the right to discipline me like a sergeant disciplines a recruit. Wait, what? Dude, she just sassed Earbeth. Whoa, we have a Cyclops? Grandma Gretlin the Director. Oh yeah, we saved her. A well-dressed old dwarf is lecturing a motley company, shaking her ladle at them belligerently. Noticing you, she flings up her hands. "Good afternoon, your commanderness. Do you remember us? We're the crew from the next door theater company, the one you saved in Kenabris back when you weren't your commanderness. As you can see, we've come onto the campaign with you. We signed up to clean pots and mend the soldiers' clothes. Keeping up a theater is expensive, so we all have to take side jobs, but we don't stop what we're doing. We're going to put on a play about your legendary feats. Of course, the crowd scenes are difficult. We can't find the people to play the hordes of demons, and we decided against using a ritual to summon real demons. Luckily, we have Master Kim. He's invented a way to solve this problem using sound. We caught a pig and some piglets who ran away from a burned-out village. The glum and husky half-orc mumbles softly. We put the piglets in a box and we scare them a little, and the sound they make is like an approaching demon horde." The most important question is, of course, choosing the lead actor who will play the Great Knight Commander. We had to write Bernie over it, breaking a number of lances, as well as a shovel, a rolling pin, and a set of back scratchers. But we just couldn't decide no matter what. Maybe you could help us. We have 2 candidates that are most suited to the role. One will have the honor of conveying your heroism upon the stage. Wait, there's a gnome and a cyclops? I'm to be played by a gnome? Not a gnome. 2 gnomes. Rubbledum and Hierophant are twins. One of them sits on the other's shoulders. They put on a long coat so they can play tall characters. They switch places every so often so each gets a moment of fame. And that way they have only to learn half the script. Genius. Cyclops? He's completely tame. He has a few issues with articulation, but what a powerful physique. We'll make him a nice costume, wash him up, brush his hair. Truth be told, at our shop, you mainly just make short, heroic exclamations at the fateful moment, like "onward" or "we'll never give up" or "my heart burns with courage." Lamb can definitely handle your script. I've made my decision. 2 gnomes. Wonderful. Sorry we took you away from all the important things heroes and commanders do. We're off to rehearsal. I mean, first we'll have to wash some pots, then we're off to rehearsal. Let's go, you lazy lumps. Don't embarrass Grandma now. Anything else? Not to look at? Who's Ninyo?
Follow my lead.
Commander's done.
Should be.
Commander's chest. Oh, it's like a bank, I think. Oh my god, there was a lot of stuff there. Social Queen Galfrey. The Queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air with which she just announced the Fifth Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendev appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds. I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomade herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Right, I heard the story about how Staunton messed up and removed that thing, and then all the demons teleported into the town and killed him from the inside.
A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Social Bainik.
The Queen nods to the human man and the young halfling woman next to her.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomade also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons! I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it!
Wait till you see the play. I'm being played by 2 gnomes. You're gonna love it.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
You'll have plenty of time to talk. You're the Knight Commander's people now, his trusted advisors and companions. Now then.
3 people
please
mentioned
leave us.
that's timing at once.
Irabeth, you can go too.
Did you know that souls of angels from heaven are in the Wardstones?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomade's herald erected the first wardstone in Kenobris, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomade easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works.
I'm wondering... I want as few spoilers as possible. Let's say you're playing an evil character, and you took the spider lady in your party, and she's like making zombies, zombie people, to help you in the war. Like, how does the Queen treat you here? Are she like, all right, you freaking monster, you're in charge? Like, I'm really wondering how the story pans out if you do that.
Nevertheless, I am pleased that you solved the mystery of the Wardstone in Kenobris, and were able to save this gift of Iomade. It was a deed worthy of a Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
The Queen subtly inclines her head in solemn acknowledgement of your service. You should know I received an unusual gift in the caves beneath Kenabris. In a vision, I saw the death of an angel called Lariel. Somehow he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the world wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on this special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
When we met at Defender's Heart, I never imagined you would make me a commander of a crusade.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance, and I am willing to stake everything on it. However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction. Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
What are you going to be doing?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Nerosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
Angel Mythic Path. My queen, I'd ask you to remain with us. The Dresden campaign is the hope of the crusade, and the blessing of Aomade that you carry may be decisive in the battle.
Here, a polite attempt to appeal to the conscience of an old sovereign?
What was that? Did you see the screen? Like,
I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp.
I feel like we just changed fate or something, the way it did that screen.
Handpicked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito. Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it. Do you have any other questions?
On the topic of retaking Dresden.
Of course. I shall answer.
Alright, I know about that. What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Irabeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Nerosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit. These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
What about long-term goals? Do you know how to get rid of the world wound forever?
Now you are talking like a real knight commander.
Thank you.
However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed. The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened.
So what, we're going to Mount Doom?
The main rift lies through the city of Iz and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the magic to explore the
Just open a
origins
portal
of
at the
the
bottom of the
World
ocean and pour it into the
So,
rift.
The next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold. The very threshold of the abyss. Wonderful.
Task is clear.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable. Count, there you are. You received my instructions?
I thought she was flirting for a second.
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
Is this going to be a plot device to keep him here?
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
I can't even say that. Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. What?
It is a great honor, I suppose.
His cool expression wavers, but he seems not to be fully cognizant of what is happening. That, or he is holding himself tightly in check. What a wonderful gesture, Your Majesty. I imagine our dear Count would have been inconsolable if you hadn't given him this chance to serve the common cause.
I knew you would approve, Commander.
I broke character there.
I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post, but I trust that you will dutifully fulfill his orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation,
She's trapping him.
including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
Only the barest quaver can be heard in his voice.
Then let's get going. May Ayomade help us.
Anivia swoops an inquisitive glance at you. Tell me straight, how'd that brawl at the Great Garrison end? I heard the rumors, of course. That's kind of my job, you know, to listen. You've no idea what cobblers and crusaders say about you. Some say Iomade came to you and appointed you her herald.
Have you played this AP in the tabletop version? One of my favorites.
Nope. I have played Pathfinder on tabletop, but I have never played this module. And hello, Traylord. Thank you for the sub. A plenipotentiary is a diplomat who has full powers. Authorization to sign a treaty or convention on behalf of the sovereign. Okay. Others say you died, and an honest-to-God's angel is now leading the army disguised as you. Still others say it was just an explosion at an alchemist lab, and I'm the one spreading rumors about your powers. I wish. But you know, you really have changed since Greg Garrison. It's hard to describe. You've become kinda... more charismatic? More dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd already be dead. You're dangerous, Commander. And by Desna, I hope you'll be dangerous